So the other day, I was talking with a friend of mine, and I'm just going to call my friend by the name Molly. Molly has an interior design business, and just to set the table, she's extremely talented. I mean, Molly has been doing the interior design thing for years. She has employees, she has a bunch of jobs that she's always working on. And the last couple times that she and I have connected, she would always ask me for advice about social media. And she would be asking me questions like, hey, Mel, how can I get myself out there? If you were starting where I'm starting, what would you be doing? I know I need to be doing more in the social media and the marketing space and the digital marketing for my business, but I don't know where to start. And I would always give her all kinds of things that she could do. I would talk about courses she could take. I would talk about the fact that she could just dip her toe in the water and start posting every day to kind of get used to it. She could start on Pinterest. I've referred her to accounts to follow. And I know that this is something that a lot of people struggle with, how to put yourself out there on social media, because it's a little overwhelming. So the other day, Molly calls me and we're chatting away. And when she calls me, I could tell something was off. You know how when a friend of yours just sounds, blah? And when I asked her, Molly, what's wrong? I mean, you don't sound like yourself. Is everything okay with the kids? She said, yeah, the kids are fine. I'm not. And I said, well, what happened? She said, well, something the other night just really triggered me. I saw something and it just sent me into a spiral, Mel. I have been crying ever since. I feel like I've just made a major mistake in my business. And so I'm listening and I'm thinking, what the hell could have happened? My gosh, this is really serious. Well, it turns out that someone in the neighborhood who has no interior design expertise. This is a person that my friend Molly knows. She's known her for a while because they all met in a mom's group. And, she's known her because they've kind of raised their kids in the same town. And without disclosing names, this person, not exactly my friend Molly's favorite person. The kind of person in a friend group who draws the attention to themselves. Maybe they're always talking about themselves kind of loud. Someone who just kind of rubs you the wrong way. And you maybe have somebody like this in your life where you think you're the kind of person where you're like, yeah, I just want everyone to win. I'm a positive person. I cheer for everyone. Just not this person. You and I aren't going to name any names. Everybody has someone like that in mind. Well, that was this person for my friend Molly. And so all of a sudden, this woman is now, quote, getting into the design business. And it just rubbed Molly the wrong way. How some people can just like a thorn in your side because this person, as Molly explains, they didn't go to school for this like I did. I studied for years. I have all these accreditations. I've been doing this for years. And now all of a sudden, everybody's talking about how talented she is. And then the next thing you know, that this person that is irritating to my friend Molly is posting on social media. And next thing you know, this person's posts are starting to blow up. And now this person is starting to get thousands of likes on her Instagram photos of literally just photos of her own house, which just burns Molly alive because Molly's like, you didn't even decorate your own house. And now this irritating person is going live on TikTok and she's on Instagram giving design tips and people love her, which really burns Molly. And so last night, my friend Molly, after a long day of work dealing with her clients, puts the kids to bed, sits down on the couch, turns on the TV, picks up her phone. She starts scrolling on social media. And guess who is all over her feed? This irritating woman. And Molly, right there on her couch, in her house, loses her frickin' mind. And so I just sat there and I listened. And as I'm telling you this story about my friend Molly, I know you've had this experience, that someone out there is triggering you. Maybe the situation is similar to the one my friend Molly is in. Maybe you're in the real estate business and you've been doing this for a decade. And then all of a sudden, There's this brand new person that enters real estate and suddenly they have the $3 million listing down the road. I mean, what the heck? It's triggering. We've all been there, right? And so after I listened for a while, Molly takes a breath and she goes, Mel, what do you think I should do? And I paused. Because the truth is, I've been in her shoes more times than I would like to count. I knew, because I've been there, that Molly didn't need a pity party. She did not need me to be feeling sorry for her. What she needed was for someone to kick her in the ass and to be brutally honest. And before I tell you what I told her, which is also something that you need to hear, I want you to just stop and think of that friend, or maybe it's someone online that you don't know, but their success really bugs you. Maybe you feel like they don't have the right qualifications or the right skills, or you just don't feel like they deserve the attention they are getting and it's irritating you. Do you have that person in mind? Good. Because I want to tell you the same thing that I told my friend Molly. And I want you to remember this the next time you find yourself triggered, because you will. And the next time you get triggered and you start feeling sorry for yourself and you start being annoyed that this other person has the thing that you want, I want you to remember that pity is not what you need, because no one should feel sorry for you. And I don't feel sorry for you. In fact, if you are triggered right now from someone else's success, I'm happy for you. And the reason why that I am happy for you is because whoever or whatever is triggering you is here to teach you something. And what I told my friend Molly is, Molly, I don't feel sorry for you. And you shouldn't be mad at this irritating woman. You should be thanking her. Crickets. I was like, you there, Molly? Silence. That's right. You should be thanking her because this irritating woman is teaching you something. And by the way, she's not teaching you about what she has. She is teaching you that you aren't doing simple things every day that are leading you to where she is. And clearly you want it, which is why you're triggered. In fact, I don't think anyone else on the planet can teach you this lesson, Molly. And it has to be her. It has to be this irritating woman who is the one that is successful. And let me tell you why. Because my friend Molly already follows all the successful interior designers that are creators online. She already follows Leanne Ford and Jake Arnold and Studio McGee and Joanna and Chip Gaines and Amber Lewis. She follows them all. And if you like interior design, you probably follow them too. Well, none of those people have inspired Molly to get serious about social media and marketing. It had to be that irritating woman with no experience. And I want to unpack this a little with you, okay? And the reason why it had to be her is because when you look at somebody that's way far away from you, and in fact, before I unpack this, I just want to make sure that as you're listening to me, you're going to make this relevant. So I want you to stop and think about something you want before I unpack this. Like maybe you want to become a professional golfer, or maybe you want to get a job in sports marketing, or maybe you want to start flipping houses. There is somebody who is famous and successful that's already out there doing it, but they're not inspiring you to get started, or they're not inspiring you to stick with the tedious, boring things that you need to do. And this was my point to my friend Molly. It has to be this irritating woman, because you've been watching all these famous interior designers. You've been talking about doing social media for 5 years. But you have all these, they have a team, they have a this, they do that, they have time, they have the other thing, because there's so much distance between you and the people that you're following online. But this irritating woman, holy cow, if anything, you've got more qualifications than she does, which is why it has to be her. She's triggering you because she's showing you that you are capable of doing the thing you've been avoiding too. And in fact, This is the interesting thing about people that trigger you in this regard. You need to be thanking them because you're not actually mad at them. The truth is, you're mad at yourself because you know that you should be doing the little things every day that get you where you want to go when it comes to social media. Because let's just stop and ask ourselves, why is this woman that my friend Molly doesn't like going viral? She has some just unbelievable unicorn strategy that nobody's thought of before? No. She's going viral the same way everyone is, by putting content out every single day. I mean, just imagine what a genius idea that you would show up on social media and talk about your business, and you would do it every single day, and eventually things would start to build. Imagine that. Imagine that you could hire someone to help you do this. Imagine that you could take one less client in your interior design business and then spend the time doing the thing that you're avoiding. And here's what I love about this story. Your triggers are your greatest teachers, not because they show you what you need to be doing. They do that all right, but because they galvanize your anger. And you're not angry at them. And that's where I think we miss the incredible teaching here. You're angry at yourself for not doing what you need to be doing. So whoever it is that's triggering you, number one, it had to be them. Because no one else has come along that is waking you up. And I also want to be clear about something. You don't have to be happy for their success. In fact, I do not want you to be fake about it. Molly shouldn't go to this woman's post and start liking it and being like, you go, because she doesn't mean that. She's got to take the lesson and galvanize the anger and get herself moving. My mission today is to trigger you, to make you annoyed, whether it's at me or somebody else, so that you start to go, yeah, I'm kind of mad. I'm mad that I'm not doing the thing that I need to be doing. I'm mad at myself for sitting around. I'm mad at myself for being scared about what everybody's going to think instead of doing the thing I need to do. Or I'm mad that I am holding myself back